Aloha Council members, my name is Paul Achitoff and I'm the managing attorney of the Hawaii Office of Earth Justice, which is a national nonprofit public interest environmental law firm. Our office has been offering pro bono legal services in Hawaii for 25 years, and I've been doing it for the last 20 years, and have been studying issues directly related to this bill for about the last 12 years, and have been involved in litigation with Monsanto, Syngenta, and the USDA over issues related to this bill for a long time. So I'm very familiar with a lot of the facts that are being discussed today. If you're a multinational corporation that wants the right to keep spraying toxic chemicals near homes and schools without being forced to disclose when you're doing it or where you're doing it, how do you sell this to the public? Well, we're hearing some of that today. The anti-farmer rhetoric that's being used against this bill has been carefully formulated by industry consultants. Those who complain that this bill will harm small farmers who spray small amounts of pesticides haven't read the bill or don't really care to read the bill. It won't. This is not about poultry farms or nurseries. Monsanto's experimental operations use massive amounts of pesticides at a frequency and rate far beyond anything used in a conventional farm. Hundreds of times a year, not a few times a year. Arguments that disclosure and buffer zones will put a billion-dollar corporation out of business or force massive layoffs is ridiculous, as is the fantasy that Monsanto is in the business of replanting Chernobyl. This is a common sense measure that offers Maui residents and visitors some basic protections they deserve. The problems this bill seeks to address are very real. There is no doubt that pesticides are toxic chemicals that can and do cause serious harm. There is no debate that pesticides can and do drift well beyond the immediate area where they're applied. Thousands of people, including farm workers, their families, and members of the public, are injured each year as a result of pesticide exposure. This bill simply requires that users of large quantities of restricted use pesticides disclose what they use and when and where they intend to use them. The most basic mission, and the Council must not abdicate its responsibilities simply because some have mounted well-financed campaigns to maintain the status quo at the public's expense. I've practiced law for many years in areas directly related to these issues. I've reviewed the bill, and I can assure you that the bill is well-founded in law, and if the opponents of the bill were as confident as they claim to be, they would not be furiously lobbying in the state legislature to strip this council of authority to do anything about it.
Can you wrap up your remarks, please?
I urge you to move the bill out of committee, allow amendments if any are necessary, and allow the public to be fully engaged in this matter, hear all of the arguments on their merits, and then do what is right for Maui.
Thank you, Mr. Achitoff.
Thank you.
Okay, this meeting is in recess. The PIA committee meeting of January 28th shall come back to order. And members, any questions to the testifier? Thank you, Ms. Chair Bisa.
Thank you very much, Chair, and thank you, Mr. Achitoff, for being here, and thank you for your testimony. I just have one question. You piqued my interest. You probably don't know me, but my background is nonprofit. And you said something that caught my attention when you started. you said, I represent Earth Justice and we do pro bono work. How is Earth Justice funded?
By contributions, totally by contributions. No, not totally, about 90% by contributions, about 10% by fee awards in cases where we win.
So most of these contributions are individual contributions.
The vast majority are individuals. We don't take any money from the government. We don't take money from corporations. They're either from foundations or individuals.
Thank you very much. I'm always piqued by a nonprofit that can survive on donations. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Chair Bison. Members, Ms. Cochran.
Thank you, Chair, and thank you, Mr. Achitoff, for being here. Really appreciate your presence and involvement. So you are currently assisting Kauai, your Earth Justice group?
Earth Justice has committed to represent community groups in Kauai that may be interested in trying to intervene to defend the ordinance on Kauai that, as we know, is now in litigation.
Right. And are you here to suggest the same here if needed, or at a future date, if that is? Has Earth Justice sort of looked into that at all and on behalf of Maui County?
Well, the subject hasn't been raised until just now, so I honestly haven't thought about it, but I'm certainly open to it. I don't make final decisions about what, Earth Justice, what cases Earth Justice takes on, but I would certainly recommend it, to the people who do make those decisions.
Okay. Well, thank you for those comments, Mr. Achitoff, and again for being here too.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Ms. Cochran. Members, any further questions of the testifier? Seeing none, thank you. Next testifier.